and I am coming to you from the Dominican Republic. I decided to come down here and spend Christmas and New Year's Day right here in the tropics. And so, as many of you know, I ran for public office, and so it was very challenging. I had a very rough campaign, so I figured it would be good for me to get away for a little bit, and so I decided to come down here. So just want to make sure that I take the time to wish everybody a happy new year. Let me make sure that everybody can actually see me now, because we were having a hard time with audio, and I want to make sure that that's not the case anymore. I see that we are live right now. Unclear if you can hear me, but I take it you can. But anyways, I'm accompanied here by a good friend of mine, Nelson, who was actually with me in DC, and is now right here in my studio, home studio here in the Dominican Republic. So just want to make sure that I greet Nelson. Let's say hi, Nelson.
Hey, Franklin. Thank you very much, for having me here in your live show. I have been a long time since the last time we did something together, and I'm glad that we're here. Especially because you are here in Dominican Republic, and that's the best thing, you always come back to your roots here, and I'm glad.
Absolutely. So just wanted to keep everybody updated on a few things. I know there's a lot going on, starting with the COVID-19 crisis that we're currently having. And, here in the Dominican Republic, it's not any different than the States. We're actually going through a number of challenges here. Let me just show you some of the numbers. As you can see on the screen here, there are over 2,400 people that have perished due to coronavirus right here in the Dominican Republic. In fact, the Ministry of Health announced recently that they would enforce a curfew. They actually had a curfew that went from Monday through Friday until 9 p.m. And what they have done is they have shortened that curfew hours that you can actually go about. And what it means is basically that between the hours, I'll say like 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. before, you could go around, go shopping, and stores would be open. Now they have actually reduced those hours to from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And believe it or not, on weekends, it's only until 12 noon. So that means that if you are around at 11 o'clock in the morning, you need to get started heading home, because by 12 noon, you need to be home. There's a curfew where no one can be outside after 12 noon, which is kind of complicated for a lot of people, because, a lot of people here rely on working on the streets, a lot of vendors outside on the streets. And so for them, some people get some subsidies from the government, while they don't work. But some of those workers or business owners who work for themselves actually get no compensation. And so they have started complaining big time. This curfew is effective today. So today, everybody in the DR can only be outside Monday through Friday until 7 p.m. And on weekends at noon, they need to go home. I would imagine in the States, they need to start doing something similar. Let me show you in DC some of the numbers here. I see that nearly 900 people have died due to coronavirus. In the entire United States, over 344,000, it says here, according to these numbers, have perished. So this is a major issue, obviously. It's called a pandemic for a reason. So we need to ensure that we adhere to the protocol, what the doctors are telling us to do. I am here with Nelson, but we're keeping distance. He's actually sitting a few feet away from me, and we continue to wear a mask even while we're inside here. I'm spending New Year's Eve right here in my house, and I invited Nelson and his brothers and brothers, not sisters, and his brothers And so they're here with me, but we're going to eat or dine outdoor. There's a nice patio that we have outside, and that's where we're going to have our food. And we're making sure that we stick to the protocol, the physical distance, and the face mask covering. We're doing that, constantly washing our hands, whatever we need to do to ensure that we are not exposed to the virus. That's what we're doing right now, and everybody else should do the same. Nelson, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, of course. This is the new year. A new year is coming. It's only like a couple hours away, and it's pretty hard for everyone. Because this is the time of the year that we take to visit everybody we know in a short period of time. So it's kind of rough for everyone that is in this situation. I remember that last year and the year before that. I took it. I was with my family, and when it was about 12, we were already planning who we're gonna visit. Maybe we're going to visit our aunt over there. Maybe my friends. It's a hard time, but the good thing is that there's hope. This might be the last year for the pandemic. This might be. Let's hope on that. Let's keep it positive. And next year is going to be even better. Why it's going to be even better? Because after you have a hard year like this one, and you're approaching the next year, you're going to start feeling better. Like, okay, this was a rough time in human history, but now it's gonna be like it always had been, and let's hope for that. As long as everyone keep washing their hands, keep their social distance, and keep hoping that everything's gonna get better this year.
All right, thank you so much for those words of wisdom, Nelson. And now let's talk a little bit about the inauguration coming up. As you know, a lot of people, let me show you here, inauguration is taking place for the new president on the 20th of January. Now, this inauguration is going to be a lot different than traditional inauguration. We're still going to have the location be the same. The U.S. Capitol is going to be where the inauguration will take place. But the major difference here, and I'm showing you some images of prior inauguration, but the major difference is going to be here that we're not going to be able to have as many people take part in the inauguration. In fact, the number of tickets have been reduced to about 1,000. Normally, the tickets are distributed to your member of Congress. So you contact your senator or House member, and through them you can get some tickets. But this time, about 1,000 tickets have been distributed, and so you can imagine how limited that is. They're saying that basically just the House member or the member of Congress, plus maybe one guest, are just about what is going to be able to be or accommodated for this inauguration. So don't expect large crowds. In fact, President-elect Biden is asking that you not come to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration. This is about safety and your health, right? And so we have plenty of time to celebrate once we get the pandemic under control. Now is not the time to celebrate. Another inauguration taking place, or swearing in, I should say, it's that of Puerto Rican Governor Pedro Pierluisi, and let me just mention, and there's a little note here that the president of the Dominican Republic, who got sworn in on the 16th of August of this year, I think so. He's been in office about 3 months, a little bit over 3 months. His first trip, an international trip, is going to be to the swearing-in ceremony for the Governor-elect Pedro Pierluisi. And for those of you who don't know, Pedro Pierluisi used to be the resident commissioner in Washington, D.C. for a little bit of time. and he ran for governor of Puerto Rico and lost. I think he lost during the primary to then Ricky Rosselló, the disgraced governor. And I think for a short time, Ricky, the former governor, appointed Mr. Pierluisi to that seat, and because of the, I guess, some technical matter, he wasn't able to stay sworn in, and so he had to he had to resign from that, and now run again for the position, and finally won. And so he'll be sworn in this Saturday, and so we wish him much success. And I know him from Washington D.C. As you know, I guess until the 2nd of January, I am the shadow member of Congress from representing Washington, D.C. And so in that capacity, I had the opportunity to interact with Mr. or Governor-elect Pierluisi. I would have attended his ceremony or his swearing-in ceremony in Puerto Rico had it not been for the situation we have. That too would be a very limited ceremony. I think about 400 people are expected, invited guests are expected to attend. I also wanted to see if Nelson had anything to add to that. Do you want to add anything, Nelson?
What I wonder is this the right time for it? Is this the right time for our president to be, going abroad? He have to, but probably this is not like the right time for him to do it. I mean, that's my opinion. But it's great that he's, showing that solidarity with the Puerto Ricans, especially over there with the governor. But I believe that this is not the right time for it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I hear you. And I know that sometimes we feel that some of these heads of states need to stick around and care more for domestic issues. But, sometimes they do need, as you say, have a little bit more of solidarity with their colleagues. And I know that Puerto Rico is a good ally that's just 45 minutes away. So I understand that he'll be traveling to Puerto Rico in the morning, and by the afternoon or evening, he'll be back in the Dominican Republic. So it's not, he won't be gone for more than a few hours. So that, I think, should ease your concern a little bit. And I'm not sure how many heads of states are going to visit, the swearing-in ceremony for the governor of Puerto Rico. And so because of the Dominican Republic being so close to Puerto Rico, I think that's the one head of state that perhaps they can count on. Not so clear that, for example, the Mexican head of state or the Argentinian or some of these other folks are going to be able to make it, because it's less likely that they'll be able to go to Puerto Rico and come back on the same day. The Dominican Republic is about 45 minutes through air travel to Puerto Rico, so that makes it a lot easier. So in some ways, I support the trip that the president of the Dominican Republic is taking. But anyways, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to do a Facebook Live. I haven't done one in a little bit of time, and wanted to make sure that I wish everybody a prosperous and healthy new year 2021. I know that 2020 was a very, very difficult year for a lot of people, not only in terms of the coronavirus, but also other tragedies that took place, not necessarily related to coronavirus, starting with Kobe Bryant. As you all remember, it may seem like a long time ago, but it was this year. And we got back to remembering that because at the end of the year, they remembered people that had passed. And of course, Kobe Bryant's name comes up over and over. And so it was a very, very difficult year for a lot of people in a lot of industry. The entertainment industry was hurt or was hit rather hard. And so let's hope that 2021 brings a lot more things, good things for everybody. And I thank you so much for the support that you have provided to me for the many years that you have, particularly this 1 year where a lot of people came and worked for my campaign and helped to get me to the finish line. I wasn't able to get elected, but it was a very successful campaign, and I am very grateful for all the support I received. Thank you so much. We're going to do another live stream in Spanish for the my audience in Spanish. So just so that you know, the next transmission of Facebook Live that is going to be taking place in a few minutes is going to be in Spanish. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me, and have a great New Year and great celebration, staying safe wherever you are. Gracias.